Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Hare,
Jaya Radha Natvar Radhe,
Jai
Radha
Radha
Natvar
Natavara
Natvar Radhe, Radha Damodar Radhe,
Jai Radha
Damodar Radhe, Damodar Radhe. Hello.
Hare Krishna. Dashraman,
Ji.
you said something?
No, I thought, am I supposed to stop?
Maharaj is not here, so maybe you can continue for another 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who can do who then let her finish at 8:15. Hopefully Maharaj comes.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe,
Radha Madan Mohan Radha
Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe,
Jai Radha Giridhari Radha
Giridhari Radhe, Jaya Radha Rasbihari Radha Rasbihari Radhe,
Jai Radha
Rasbihari Radha
Rasbihari Radhe,
Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe,
Jai Radha
Kunj Bihari Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Natvar Radha Natvar Radhe,
Jai Radha
Natvar Radha Natvar Radhe, Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe,
Jai Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe,
Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe, Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe, Jaya Radha Radha Bake Bihari Radha Bake Bihari Radhe Radha Bake Bihari Radha Bake Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Ras Bihari Radha Ras Bihari Radhe
Jai Radha
Ras
Rasbihari
Bihari
Radha
Radha Ras Bihari
Rasbihari
Radhe
Radha.
Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaur
Jai
Jaya
Jai
Nitai
Nitai
Gaur
Gaur
Nitai
Nitai
Gaur Nitai Gaur Nitai Gaur Hari
Gaur.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya
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 Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya
Gurudev
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 Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya
Jaya Gurudev
Gurudev
Gurudev Gurudev
Gurudev
Jaya
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 Gurudev
Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna, and Mai. So, Sri Radhavalla Prabhu, you're supposed to be doing Yasumati Nandan today. That's according to.
Yashomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Yashomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paramadhana Madana Manohara Gopi Paramadhana Madana Manohara Kaliyadamana Vidhana Kaliyadamana Vidhana Amala Harina Amiya Vilasa Amala Harinam Amiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Om Shivadana Suvasa Om Shivadana Suvasa Rajajana Palana Asudakula Shana Brajajana Palana Asudakula Shana Nanda Godhana Rakhovala Nanda Godhana Rakhovala Govinda Madhava Navanita Tashkara Govinda Madhava Navanita Tashkara Sundarananda Gopala Sundarananda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasana Hara Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasana Hara Rasarasika Krupa Moya, Rasarasika Krupa Moya, Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara, Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara, Bhakti Vinodashaya, Bhakti Vinodashaya. Yasomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Yasomati Nandana Brajabaranagara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Translation. Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Vraja, the delight of Gokula. Kana, a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kaliya serpent. These pure holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of these 12 forests of Vraja. He is ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He is always playing on a flute, and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Vraja, the destroyer of various demoniac dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nanda Maharaja's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Vraja who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the Rasa dance. He is very merciful, the lover and beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the shelter and the only refuge of Thakur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Shadavala Prabhu. So it appears that Maharaj is not going to be here. It's already late 9:20 there, so I don't know. He said that we'll be here in meeting PowerPoint, but maybe he got tired or something. So what we do? You got any suggestion? Ramgidari Prabhu, Shradha Prabhu, Madhav Prabhu, Anika Prabhu, any Himlata? We do.
We have two options, Prabhuji. We can either go with the yesterday discussion, we continue with that, or we can start the new chapter because it's also a smaller one.
It is a very small one.
Yeah,
And other thing, well, this is a small book, and we are almost ending this. We'll be ending this book probably not this year, but definitely first week of next year. If the chapters are very small, so should we have some little thought about what we do next?
I think that's a good idea, Prabhu. We can thought about that. Okay, that we can take this another 25 minutes. Okay, we can spend for that.
So I have Madhav Prabhu has suggested a long time back that we should start Srimad Bhagavat, but doing Srimad Bhagavatam from verse 1 to there'll be little orders kind of difficult task. So what I was thinking that if we can do all the prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam, if we can start off with that, and we have already done Queen Kunti's prayer from first canto, there are other Bhishma Deva prayer and things like that. That's my suggestion. And there's a Madhav Prabhu's God brother has done a collection of those prayers in one book. So we can follow that, and we read those prayers and Prabhupada purport and discuss that. That's my suggestion. Any other suggestion? Radhavalla Prabhu, Madhav Prabhu, Brahmgidari Prabhu, Hemlata, anyone? Sarojji is in charge of this book program, so she should have this.
I mean, we can
okay.
continue the same process if you want. Actually, I mean, there are other smaller books as well. in database available. So if if we want,
Which one you were talking about? We have done most of the books, smaller books, isn't it?
don't, let me see. We have, I don't think, let's see. The Science of Self-Realization, I don't think we have done, correct?
That is not a small book. That's a big book. That's a small.
Sri Ishopanishad, there are smaller books in the sense compared to like Bhagavad Gita or those things I'm talking about.
No, my suggestion was not Srimad Bhagavatam, just prayers of Srimad Bhagavatam. Like we did the Queen Kunti prayer, like let's go to my first canto, the Bhishma Dev's prayers. So that was Madhav Prabhu's suggestion. So that was my take. So that's Science of Self-Realization. That's a compilation of Prabhupada essays.
Or there are so many other books I see, like Bhakti, the Art of Eternal Love, The Perfection of Yoga, Second Chance.
We have done that.
I would like
some
Nectar
of them,
of Instruction.
like some of the ones what we have not done, we want. We can take up those.
You want to do Nectar of Instruction?
Yes, because it's very practical. Everybody should read that at least once before we go to the prayers.
So what
Yeah,
is
that is a suggestion from Sudevi Mataji also.
So Nectar of Instruction. That's a good. That will be only once. I don't know how many times I've read it. It's still there. It doesn't stick. Hemlata, that's not easy book. It's very practical, but very whole thing is there. And Prashak Maharaj carries this book with him.
My Guru Maharaj carries all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And then if I'm asking if anybody asks tough question, he always put from the book and then answer that.
Yeah. There's 11 verses. The guy put there one lifetime. I can read that book. Anyway, I think that's the consensus. Ram Gidari Prabhu, what do you think?
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad to everyone. I'm sure every book is a nectar, so I'm open with any book, Prabhu. Nectar of Instruction, I was thinking that probably you all did it once before, not in this lockdown series. Maybe, Maharaj had been...
that we have done in our Padma group, we have done that.
Right.
That was a long time. How many years ago was that, Prabhu?
It's a 6-7 years back. Yeah, 6-7 years back when we are going one ashram.
That
one
now
place, other place.
Yeah, that has been stopped more than 7 years ago, Prabhu.
Yeah, maybe it stopped 7 years back. Yeah, before that, yeah,
10,
maybe
10 years
10
or
years,
something.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. When Hemlata was saying that we should read once, but not. It is not. It is, and the purports are very strong too. So
Even preface is strong on that book.
Preface is not that long, but it's very.
Yeah.
Even that's less. So that's a consensus that we start Nectar of Instruction after we finish this book. So Roji, you will, after this book is done, then you will allot those texts, all the verses to who was going to read. But there's only 11 people will get chance this time, so you'll not have a big problem.
Actually, 12. Even preface we have to assign somebody.
Preface is very small, only 2 pages.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, so we'll start.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so that will be our next book for next year. Okay. So what we got some time now. So what we do now? Ram Gidari Prabhu, you want to talk about why we should read the Nectar of Instruction?
Prabhu, I guess the next chapter Tandavika Prabhu can read. It's very small chapter. We can read it and start the discussions tomorrow. Will that be okay?
I think that's not a bad idea. So Tanika Prabhu, you want to read chapter 9?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can
Okay.
do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Civilization and transcendence. Cleaning the heart. Pustakarna Prabhu. Next question, Srila Prabhupada. What is the role of rituals in religion? Are they be discouraged as it is being advocated by some reformists, or they to be encouraged? If so, in what form? Srila Prabhupada. A ritual is a practice based on tapasya or austerity. Generally, unless one undergo the ritualistic ceremonies for purification, he remains unclean. But in this age, because it is particularly impossible to induce people to take up all this ritualistic process, both the scriptures and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is a special advantage of this age. That is, by constant chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one automatically become purified. In his Sistastaha, Lord Chaitanya described as progressive benefit of chanting Hare Krishna. First, Seto Tarpana Marjanam. The beginning is cleansing the heart because we are impure on account of dirty things within our heart accumulated lifetime after lifetime in animistic way of life. So everything is advancement of the spiritual life, culture, tapasya is means to cleanse the heart. And in this process of chanting Maha Mantra, the first installment of benefit it is cleansing the heart, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And in the heart, it's cleaning, then the person become eligible for being freed from the cultures of Maya or the materialistic way of life. He understands that he is not this body, that he is a spirit soul, and that is a business is therefore different from merely material concerns. He thinks, now I am engaged only in the seeking this bodily comfort of life. These are not at all essential because my body will change. Today, since I am in an American body, I think I have so many duties as an American man. Tomorrow, I may be an American dog body, and immediately my duty will change. So I can understand that these bodily concerns are not my real business. My real business is how to elevate myself as a spirit soul to the spiritual world, back home, back to Godhead. In this way, person who chanted Hare Krishna purified his consciousness. Then his materialistic activity is stopped. He knows this is simply a waste of time. I must act spiritually. This is the knowledge which comes from the cleansing of the heart, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The illusion of wrongly working on the basis of the bodily concept of life is overcome simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the first installment of benefit of chanting. And then there is a Bhava Maha Davagani Nirvapanam, the process of stopping the blazing fire of material existence. Next, Shairo Kairava Chantrika Vitranam. His life become completely auspicious, and Vidyavad Jivanam. He become filled with the transcendental knowledge.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Saroji Mataji, you are on mute.
Sorry.
That's okay, Mataji. He become filled with the transcendental knowledge. The next benefit is Anandam Amudi Vartanam. The ocean of transcendental bliss increases, and Purnam Sadanam. He tastes the nectar of Krishna conscious at every step in life. In the other words, his life become totally blissful. Finally, Sarvatma Sanaptanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. All the glories to the Sankirtana movement, the chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this Sankirtan movement is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gift, and by taking up this chanting, one attains Kevalya Bhakti. One more time. So this Sankirtan movement is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's gift, and by taking this chanting, one attains the Kevalya Bhakti, unalloyed devotional to the Lord. All this benefit practicing austerities, penances, mystic yoga, and so on will be totally achieved simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. This is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.15. Kesito Kevalya Bhaktya Vasudeva Param Yanda Aham the Duvanti Karyasyanti Niharyam Eva Bhakta Graha. Just as when sun rise in all pervading fog immediately disappear. So in this Kali Yuga, by the process of Bhakti Yoga, especially by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all one's sins are educated and one become fully reformed. In the other words, one come to the spiritual platform, and that is success in life. Hare Krishna.
The powerful statement, Prabhupada. So, anyone, any comment on this? Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Giridhari Prabhu, Dandika Prabhu, you will talk about this tomorrow. Your opinion. It is summary of summary.
Actually, I do not know what I want to say. I want to read the other one because it's everything is there. Okay, it's it is a so I do not know. It's a coincidence or something like that. Okay, we got exactly the same food get from Maharaj. Okay, just a few days back. Right. Okay. It's repeating again with the Prabhupada perspective, and it's a most amazing thing is okay. It's exactly the same thing. We are drinking the same nectar in a two different vessels, but the taste is the same, the message is the same, is exactly the same. What Maharaj said is it's repeated again, exactly the same thing.
So now we want to hear tomorrow from your perspective what you think about this small chapter. So okay, so who wants to give us anyone and unmute? I call 2-3 names. Madhav Prabhu, Ramgiridhari Prabhu, Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Hemlata, Abhayji, calling everyone. Okay, please, Ramgiridhari Prabhu, you unmuted. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Siksashtakam is such a wonderful gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to us. In fact, that's the only composition that Mahaprabhu offered, presented. Rest everything is Mahaprabhu made his disciples speak and, present it. So I was also going to say the same thing that, 3 days before Hridayananda Maharaj gave a beautiful explanation. In fact, I was super surprised by the way he, I've never heard that version of, or that way of, everything is centered around Sankirtanam, and how he went ahead and explained that Chetvodarpanam Arjanam, Nirvarpanam. So very nicely he explained. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj gives a purport to this Siksashtakam. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says 7 points that are associated with the very first shloka of Siksashtakam. He says that anyone who chants the holy name of the Lord or who is associated with Sankirtan mission, he's talking about 7 effects to that. So these 7 effects are definite and it is experienceable by anyone and everyone. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is known for his point blank explanation, and the whole Sankirtan mission, when Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to spread it all over the world, he had asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj to take initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and eventually he wanted Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj to take up this mission. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj initially was hesitant because he saw so many bogus followers and so many people who are not practicing spirituality, rather using spirituality for their own power position and their own personal interest. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj decided not to venture it out like a preacher. So he secluded himself and did bhajana for 10 long years, every day chanting, 2 lakh names or whatever number of rounds. In Mayapur, there's a bhajan kutir where every day Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to, stay there and chant. And then after 10 years, to 1930, not 1930, maybe 1920 or sometime, he started to go out and, extensively preach. So, Siksashtakam is one of the, purports where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj very strongly explains. So, the 7 points are: number 1, the mirror of the heart or consciousness is cleansed. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's points are 7 perfection achieved by chanting. Number 1, the mirror of the heart or consciousness is cleansed. Number 2, the blazing fire of material life is extinguished. Number 3, all good fortune blesses the life of the person who is chanting. Number 4, transcendental knowledge is revealed. Number 5, an ocean of divine happiness fills the heart of the chanter. 6, the material existence is completely uprooted. Number 7, everything becomes complete by the process of chanting. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, then he went ahead and spread the Sankirtan mission like a Singha Guru, like a lion Guru, where everywhere he went and presented the signs of Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada, who very categorically followed Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's approach and demonstrated these 7 things in all of us, or at least to begin with the hippies. So when Srila Prabhupada started this Sankirtan mission, especially from the 26th 2nd Avenue, he presented the chanting as well as he introduced the 4 regulatory principle and did a magic. So as Hanumat Prashek Maharaj repeatedly say, strict 16 rounds and following 4 regulatory principles on a consistent basis, we will definitely be able to see a magic within ourselves. And we are seeing, we are experiencing, and eventually we are supposed to encourage others to take up the Sankirtan mission. Hare Krishna. These are all my immediate response based on what whatever little I have heard and read about this. But Siksashtakam is amazing, wonderful. I guess we went through the whole verse, learning from Vishnu Charan Prabhu. It'll be nice if we by heart them and keep it as a part of our prayers. Hare Krishna.
We have 3 more minutes to go. Anyone has any comments? Any short comments for 2 minutes now? Madhav Prabhu, Shri Radha Vallabh Prabhu. You got 3 minutes.
I will, I think it's not going to be in 2 minutes, so I think I'll probably keep it for tomorrow, maybe when we have the next time discussion, because here when Prabhupada is explaining the progressive steps, that's one of the wonderful things. So I mean, that's what, my mind is basically focusing on all the 7 steps and why they are progressive and why it is specifically ordered in the sequence, so I mean, that's what I want, but I think that's not going to happen in 2 minutes. So I'll probably write something down for tomorrow, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Okay, so now it's still 2 minutes left. So maybe not 2, maybe 1 left. But the clock says 8:43. So anyone else wants to? I think we can listen to Maharaj lecture again. I posted it on our other network group. It is there from Facebook, so you can have a clear idea what he said about this verse. Connected everything to Samgita Prabhu was saying, connected everything to Sankirtan. Yeah. Any more? Okay, now we have only 1 minute left.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I
Yeah.
also singing in the back. Okay, this is another one of the core point in our association, at least on this Sankirtan movement. So I would like to have everybody's view on that one too. Okay, how they are singing and then. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Okay, that's including that the great souls from the participating from India as well as the Kevin Prabhu is here. So we want to receive their this thing, 1 or 2 words in any language that we can translate. But I would like to hear their perspective.
I wish all success to you, Prabhu. And your prayer should be answered. Mine has not been, so let's see that will happen tomorrow.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Let's see. Okay, the 8:45. Okay. So Shri Radha Vallabh Prabhu and Mama Sangita.
Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimandi pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadujjvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantiality, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of the transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinite universes, both spiritual and mundane. Hare Krishna.
Now we have the single prayer for any volunteer. I think Madhav Prabhu wants to do the one. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Dandavat Pranam. Namaste Narasimhaya Valadaladaine Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha Silatanka Nakalaye Ito Narsingha Parato Narsingha Ito Yatoyam Itato Narsingha Bahir Narsingha Hidaye Narsingha Narsingha Madim Saranam Prapade Tapakar Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakasi Bhutanu Bhringam Kesavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev सिंह भगवान की जय भक्त शिरोमणि श्रील प्रहलाद महाराज की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय असंबुल वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So just open the mics and they do the Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha
Alpa Trupayasha Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
We'll see Kevin Prabhu again soon, maybe tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thank you.